I love baseball.
Baseball, baseball.
94.5 The Peak presents Wasatch Wasps Baseball on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network. This broadcast is powered by Guild Mortgage, Dairy King, CarQuest Auto Parts, Physical at the Fit Stop, Wasatch Back Flooring, Napa Wasatch Auto Parts, Heber City Point S, Dorius Dental, and Bank of Utah.
Baseball.
The guy on first. Who? The first base. Who? The guy playing first.
Who is on first?
I'm asking you.
Now let's go live to the Diamond for play-by-play coverage of Wasatch Wasp Baseball on 94.5 The Peak.
Good afternoon and welcome to the ballpark. Tyler Barrett here with Tyler Moss live on 94.5 The Peak and HeberValleyRadio.com. Wasatch against Spanish Fork for the Region 9 title. Wasatch comes in 9-3 on the year. Spanish Fork 11-1 in region play. Spanish Fork currently the number one team in the RPI. Well, the RPI is frozen, but they were number one before the RPI system was frozen.
Spanish was number one, Park City number two, and Lehigh number three. And so this is a great test for Wasatch going into postseason play, seeing how they do against the top dogs.
Yeah, on the mound for Spanish Fork today is Cloward. He's their ace, 30 innings pitched on the year, a 2.8 ERA, throws from the right side. Got Crew Erickson to ground out of the shortstop on the first at-bat of the day. Now Chet Wilson comes up to the plate hitting in the two spot. Peyton Swap back in the lineup today for the Wasps, and Chet Wilson's going to go down looking on an outside strike call. So ground out, strikeout is how Wasatch begins the game. It's going to bring up Peyton Swap. Hitting in the three-hole, did not play in the Springville series due to a back injury. Comes into the series hitting on the year, 375, 3 doubles, 6 home runs, and 21 RBIs. Inside curveball nearly gets him, and Peyton thought it got him. And umpire disagrees.
He's not persuasive enough, though. Peyton kind of looked a little confused himself, and so he'll stay and have a chance to swing it instead.
First inning action brought to you by the Dairy King. Voted best in state from 2008 to 2021, proudly serving the Heber Valley since 1946. Ground ball at the shortstop once again. Shortstop comes through it, throws it across the diamond, and Wasatch is retired 1-2-3 in the top of the first inning. We'll keep it here during the first inning stretch and let you know the batting lineup for Wasatch brought to you by Bank of Utah. Leading off for the Wasps and playing playing center field will be Crew Erickson. Chet Wilson will be batting second. Peyton Swap will be batting third. Jackson Bollender in the cleanup spot. Jack Bluth at 5. Cole Zimmerman at 6. Kelson Stocking batting 7th. Carter Bucad batting 8th. And Tragun Shaw will be batting 9th. Your Point S Tires defensive lineup today. Behind the dish will be the senior Kelson Stocking, playing first base Jackson Bollender, second base Jack Bluth, shortstop Carter Bucad, third baseman Chet Wilson, in left field will be Cole Zimmerman. Playing center field will be Crew Erickson, and in right field will be Tragun Shaw. Peyton Swap will be DHing today for the pitcher, who is Jackson Kelson, who's on the mound for the Wasps today.
This will be a fun one, Tyler. Wasatch has a chance here to win a region title. That hasn't happened since 2006. It would be quite the extreme thing. They would have to sweep the number one team in Region 9 and the number one team in the state in Spanish Fork. And so it's a little bit in the unlikely category. But Wasatch is number 2 in Region 9. I mean, this is a pretty good matchup here between these two teams. Wasatch coming in 9-3 right now with an overall region record. Spanish, on the other hand, Tyler, is, 11-1 right now.
11-1 and 19-3 overall.
And so this should be a pretty good showdown between these two schools.
Jackson Kelson coming off his best outing of the year, arguably, in his last outing. 7 innings pitched, 4 hits, 1 earned run, no walks, and 8 Ks in Game 1 against Springville. After losing his previous 2 games, comes back and gets the win in that one. Wasatch has failed to lose a region series since last year in their last region series, which was against Salem Hills when they got swept 2-0. Since then, they swept Maple Mountain, beat Provo 2-1, beat Salem 2-1, and beat Springville 2-1. And it's interesting, Ty, as you look at the Region 9 standings, 1 versus 2 right now, Spanish against Wasatch. 3 versus 4 face off this week, Salem and Maple. And then 5 versus 6, Springville and Provo face off this week.
It looks rigged when you say it that way,
right,
Tyler. They set it up for the perfect showdown at the end of region play in a battle for positions. Each team with a chance to really steal a spot if they can win their series in the head-to-head matchup.
Batting first for the Provo Bulldogs for the Spanish Fork Dons will be a sophomore, Dart, .382 batting average on the year, 14 RBIs.
Yeah, and as far as hype for baseball players in the state of Utah, this one's at the top of the list. Tyler Dart, a freshman starter, which just doesn't happen at Spanish Fork. In fact, they keep their freshmen totally separate from the varsity program. So when they bring up a freshman, it's a big deal. And he started last year at shortstop for them. Wasatch was the benefactor of that, though. In their game, Wasatch beat him. He made an error in the last inning that ended up leading to a Wasatch victory. He looks a lot bigger, though, and a lot more mature this season between his freshman and sophomore year.
Going to swing at a first pitch fastball, fouls it off down the right side, a little bit behind that one.
I believe, Tyler, too, checking my notes here, he's an Arizona State commit along with Barrett. So 2 sophomores from Utah County, one from Springville, one from Spanish Fork, committing to play with the Sun Devils at Arizona State.
Spanish Fork, the pride of 5A right now, state champions last year. Had a rough start to the season and then really turned it on at the end and ended up winning the state title. Curveball swung on and fouled off to the left side. So good sign there. Jackson Kelson landing a fastball and a curveball right off the bat to this opening batter.
Spanish Fork style, if you're not familiar with them, they really play a pure old school style baseball, Tyler. They've got speed at the top of the lineup. They will definitely bunt in any given situation. And they've moved a little bit. Dart was actually their 3-hitter last year as a freshman, and now they put him at the top of the lineup to utilize his speed a little bit more and get him as many at-bats as possible.
Yeah, 4 doubles, a triple, and 2 home runs on the year. Fastball misses on the outside corner. Jackson Kelson comes back inside. Check swing, not called a strike, and we'll go to 2-2. Wind blowing in at our faces from center field. Not a hard wind, but a light breeze. Wasatch wearing their all-black uniforms and a new yellow hat as well, looking good on them. Fastball up in the zone, swung on and fouled off again, and we'll reset at 2-2. Spanish Fork wearing their white pants and red tops, and then a white and red hat. The game was supposed to be played yesterday, but due to the storm, a little bit too wet, so they moved it to today. Tries to go off speed, too far up in the zone, moves the count to full.
It's not a bad spot there if that's a fastball. So he kind of came up high and at the top of the strike zone. Unfortunately, that's a breaking pitch, and you don't want to leave those at the top of the zone. But I think his fastball has a chance to get by guys in that spot.
Full count payoff pitch, swung on another foul ball down the right side. This one has a chance. No, it's going to go foul. Tragun, Jack, and Jackson all trying to go for it, but we'll go foul, and we'll reset once again at the count full.
You know, already you can see why Dart's a good leadoff hitter, though, Tyler. He's fouling off a lot of close ones. He's making Jackson work extra hard and showing his guys in the dugout a lot of pitches from the starter for Wasatch.
Another payoff pitch for the leadoff batter. This one swung on, a great line drive to right field. Tragun Shaw comes in, can't make the catch, but does keep it in front of him. But it's a leadoff single on the diving and not able to make the catch. Single to right field.
Tough ball coming in. That ball was tailing, a right-handed hitter was tailing towards the right field line. So Tragun had it circled around, but Tragun being a lefty over there, that ball was going away from where his glove naturally goes. So he either had to turn it over and try to go backhand diving straight in, which is a way you can certainly get yourself hurt, or he had to kind of scoop and shift his arm in an awkward way, and he made a great effort, just wasn't able to pull it in.
Bunt attempt here from the number 2 hitter, goes right back to Jackson Kelson, who can't handle it. He'll be safe everywhere. Jackson Kelson tried to fill it with his glove, just needed to pick it up with his hand. But just like that, back-to-back base runners on for the Provo Bulldogs. That was Duvall, the senior, who lays down the bunt.
Yeah, a little wet, too. Tyler, you can see Jackson was a little ginger coming off because of the wetness of the grass. It's been pretty soggy down here over the last couple days. The dirt looks okay, but he kind of lost his footing, it looked like. He didn't fall all the way down, but didn't look comfortable approaching that ball. And I think that's part of the reason he used his glove there, is he was trying to secure it. Unfortunately, now Spanish is probably in another bunting situation. At least that's what we've seen from him in the past. They're not afraid to bunt their number 3 hitter.
Number 3 hitter is Romero, 458 batting average.
I don't know if I would bunt this guy here, Tyler. He hit maybe the farthest home run I've ever seen since coaching baseball over 10 years. Last year at Wasatch, put it out by that shed out there that has the yellow roof. They do square him.
They do square, pulls back on a ball low in the zone. Moves the count to 1 ball, no strikes.
Other than the home run, the Wasatch kind of had his number. They struck him out quite a bit, but the one he did make contact, man, he made contact.
Yeah, and having himself a good year this year, Ty. 458 batting average, 4 doubles, a triple, and a home run on the year.
And I believe a BYU commit here, so not bad for Spanish to throw up an Arizona State, a BYU commit. and some of these guys that Wasatch is seeing early on here.
Wasatch goes bunt defense again, but this time Romero swings and misses at a fastball up out of the zone. Moves the count to 1-1 with runners on first and second. Nobody out here in the bottom of the first. Wasatch went down 1-2-3 in the top of the first. Gordon Law Group's stat of the game, Ty. Wasatch currently leads Region 9 with a .327 batting average and with runs scored at 10.4 runs per game. Another fastball in on the hands is fouled off toward the third base side. Spanish Fork, Ty, currently leads Region 9 with a 2.05 ERA and has only given up 44 runs in region play. So kind of a battle of the best offense versus the best defense in this series. Spanish right behind Wasatch, though. They're number 1 in ERA and number 2 in batting average. My opinion, probably the best, most complete team that Wasatch has seen this year.
Yeah, Wasatch is going to have to work out of a jam right here. But Wasatch has had the defense that has been able to do this. Double play ball has been their friend.
Another fastball in on the hands is fouled off once again to the third base side, and we'll reset at 1-2. Good competitive at-bats early on here from the Spanish Fork Dons.
The Spanish Fork team that's the defending state champs did return a lot of players last year from that team, Tyler. And one of the things that I remember from when we were on the coaching staff last year, and the pitching coach specifically, is they got on the fastball early. But if you showed them an off-speed pitch early on, the fastball with Jaron Kalama specifically jumped on them in the third, fourth, and fifth innings. Even though the velocity was down, Spanish had a hard time staying on top of that fastball. Right now, you're seeing a little bit of the same. First inning, Jackson's best pitch is his fastball, but they're fouling it off. They're doing a good job with it right now. And see if he can show them a good changeup or a curveball or maybe something else to think about early on here.
Tried to go curveball there on the 1-2, missed outside. Brings the count to deuces, 2-2. Pitch, fastball swung on and missed. Big strikeout there from Jackson Kelson. The first physical at the pit stop strikeout of the ball game. Physical at the pit stop, your locally owned and operated physical therapy clinic, serving you from head to toe, including vertigo to sports injury, serving the Heber Valley for over 40 years.
Ty, that's the pitch, though, at the top of the zone I brought up with Dart when he led off, is that curveball that was at the top of the zone. It was that exact spot, but coming back with the fastball, and he was able to put it by Romero there.
It's going to bring up older brother Dart, a senior, currently hitting .289, also hitting from the left-hand side. 3 straight lefties.
Geez, this guy's still around, too, Tyler. They returned everyone from last year, it looks like.
1 through 4 already, returners. Older brother Dart was battling an injury last year, if I remember right.
But they had him DHing at Wasatch, and all he was doing was hitting just below 500.
That's not bad.
Yeah, he hit a few bombs himself. It's a good lineup, Tyler. Pitching is going to have to be good, but Wasatch does have the pitching to compete with Spanish Fork here.
2-0 count now after a couple of close misses, just outside and just low. So 2-0 count, hitters count here for Dart. Kelson sets, one look, delivers, another fastball. That one's in there for a strike, moves the count to 2-1.
It was a great pitcher's duel. I know I'm getting a little ahead of myself here, but this Wasatch history, last year down here at Spanish Fork, Wasatch had a gem. Jackson Bolander went 7 innings. It was 1-1. Wasatch ended up losing in a walk-off on an error that was committed in the field in the bottom of the 7th inning here. But Wasatch has been right there toe-to-toe with Spanish Fork.
2-1, low and inside, moves the count to 3-1. That moment in history brought to you by UCCU.
I pulled in a little bit late here, Tyler, and I haven't had a chance to see your notes. Did I rob you of your history moment there that you had written down? You usually have some good ones.
I do have, and I'll bring up another one a little bit later on. A couple of players we haven't mentioned yet that were some good Wasatch ball players that came through. Threw some gems as well, Tyler, as you mentioned. 3-1, swung on, fouled straight back to the backstop. It's going to bring up a full count with runners on first and second. Ty, we got on a little bit late, but I'm going to throw it over to you and just get your thoughts on some Country Garden and Nursery keys to the game for Wasatch.
Well, already you're seeing a good key here for the Wasps, and that's throwing strikes. The last game that Jackson Kelson pitched, 0 walks. He was excellent, dominant in that game, and they're going to need that here. You can't give freebies to a team like Spanish Fork. They'll take advantage of it. They'll abuse you. Wasatch is already, that first batter, he just won the battle. That was a 7+ pitch at bat, and Dart ended up winning on a diving attempt from Tragun Shaw. The next one, though, you gave a freebie with an error that allowed the runner on, and you just got to minimize that if you're Wasatch. But specifically when it comes to walks and hit by pitches, you just can't allow that here. Jackson, to get a win against the #1 team, you've really got to be looking at below 2 walks in this game, I would say. So he's got to be good. But, man, he looks good early, Tyler. He keeps getting into these tight battles, and he keeps coming back and pounding the zone. He's doing a good job on the first 4 hitters so far.
Payoff pitch is fouled off. Those keys are, again, brought to you by Country Garden and Nursery. Full count pitch, swung on and fouled off again. Kind of a protect the plate swing there from Dart.
Yeah, but already such good baseball, isn't it, from the Dons, Tyler? Jackson Kelson is pitching excellent out here right now, but Spanish Fork is doing enough to spoil it. Now Dart already taking him 7+ for the second time this inning.
Again, first and second, one out, bases loaded, full count. The payoff, high in the zone, doesn't get the call.
Spot.
I thought that was right at the belt. The umpire disagrees, and that is the first walk of the game for Jackson Kelson, and that loads the bases for number 12, another senior, Dalton, 289 batting average on the year, 6 RBIs.
Well, you didn't miss it, Tyler. You're right. That was right at the belt. The umpire has just decided that's not in the zone. That's too high here today, and so Wasatch is going to need to adjust. But that was a good spot there from Jackson that he hit. But the umpire is going to be working bottom of the zone up to about the belt probably.
Double play up for the Wasps. Corners are playing in front of the base runners. First pitch is fouled off. Need some baseballs. We'll get them. Mountain Refined, from design to project completion, our team excels in understanding and implementing your specific lifestyle and taste preferences into your interior design. Come into our showroom in order to find beautiful furniture, bedding, mattresses, decor, and so much more. And that so much more is correct, Ty. We were over at that store a couple of weeks ago. Mother's Day right around the corner. Stop on in. Ground ball up the middle. Boucard does it. Steps on the bag at second base. Throws it across the diamond, and Wasatch turns the double play to get out of the inning. Bases loaded, one out. No runs come in, as Spanish Fork scores no runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 is left on base as Wasatch turns the double play to get out of the inning in the bottom of the first. It's 0-0 here on 94.5 The Peak.
Hi, friend. Are you ready for your next delicious meal? Come to the Dairy King, home of the train, where they're serving the yummiest food to friends and family in the valley. Come in and get a mouth-watering peach shake, peach cobbler shake, or peach raspberry shake. Dairy King, the winner of the Best Estate for 18 years. They're celebrating their 75th anniversary. Bring a picture and a memory of being at Dairy King. Proudly serving the Heber Valley for 75 years. The Dairy King, home of the train, is serving deliciousness daily. Stop in today.
Timberline Ace Hardware is your full-line Benjamin Moore paint store. Visit them for your home projects, business-to-business, and contractor needs. And remember to ask about their delivery services. And they're looking for some cashiers. Apply today. And get your Carhartt wear, your cool outdoor clothing, and Wrangler jeans. Timberline Ace Hardware, located west of the Wasatch Wasp Football Stadium at 737 South Main Street, serving the Heber Valley for over 50 years.
The 50s produced some great sound. That early rock and roll triggered so much emotion for so many. Here's another sound from that era. The dental drill triggers a whole different set of emotions. The sounds, the smells, feeling out of control, whatever keeps you from the dentist at Dorius Dental, we get it. We focus on the little things. Distract yourself with your favorite episode of The Office, or crank up the 80s or 90s and let it take you back to another time. At Dorius Dental, we are sensitive to your needs. We are taking care of the little things so you can move on to more enjoyable things. Located in Gateway Plaza, Heber City.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
KTMP, Heber City, and live sports coverage with Ty and Ty.
Top of the second action brought to you by Wasatch Bag Flooring. From the words of Wasatch Bag's customers, from start to finish, the entire transaction was honest, professional, and meticulous. Highly recommend Wasatch Bag Flooring and Paint. Thanks, Dan, and your team. Leading off the top of the second will be Jackson Bolander. Bolander comes in at .528. Batting average, 3 doubles, a triple, and a home run. He's going to get down 0-2, though, takes strike 1, and then fouls off strike 2.
Ty, I think he saw that breaking pitch pretty well. He just couldn't wait patient enough for it. Fouled it off. Definitely had to swing ahead of it. But he looked locked on just early.
He's going to swing at the 0-2. It's going to be a ground ball to the shortstop. Shortstop's already made 2 plays, make it 3 as he throws it across the diamond. That is the Dart. Already made 3 plays today.
Yeah, and that's probably not the kid you want to be hitting it to, Tyler. I would venture to say their best defensive player there. Again, he held an offer from Arizona State in the Pac-12 his freshman year to play shortstop. The kid can play ball. That's probably the last spot you want to be hitting it if you're Wasatch.
Bring up Jack Blue, 377 batting average, 13 RBIs on the year, and 16 runs scored. He's going to swing at the first pitch, a hard ground ball to the second baseman, who fields it clean, throws it across the diamond, and Wasatch has 5 straight that have been retired. That was Duvall playing second base there for the Dons.
Yeah, it's a good barrel, though, Tyler. He just hit it right into the ground, right at the second baseman. Jack got a pitch he wanted and just missed. That ball on just a tiny different level, Tyler, is going to be a gap shot there in the right center gap.
Cole Zimmerman coming off his best game of the year. 2 doubles, let's call it 2.5 doubles. I still think I probably should have given him a double on that last swing that he had against Springville. But 2 doubles, a couple of RBIs, now hitting .321 on the year. Takes a couple of balls on the outside part of the plate, moves the count to 2-0. Cloward into the windup, the pitch, misses that one as well, moves the count to 3-0.
So this is a good at bat from Cole, Tyler. You get a couple really quick outs early on, and you just don't want to have a quick inning of 5 pitches or less. And so he goes up there looking to take on the first one, not close. Now you're in control. Can kind of nibble a little bit there. Both those last pitches not close, and he's able to work a 4-pitch walk.
First base runner of the day for the Wasps on a 4-pitch walk to Cole Zimmerman. Going to bring up the catcher, Kelson Stocking, .278 batting average. 8 RBIs, 7 runs scored. Was 1 for 6 in the last series against Springville. Hitting from the right side. See how Cloward does out of the stretch. First time out of the stretch. Again, 30 innings pitched on the year, a 2.8 ERA. 35 strikeouts in those 30 innings pitched. Is the only pitcher tie coming into this series for Spanish Fork that has, they only have 2 pitchers that have over 10 innings pitched. Cloward throws over. He thought he had Zimmerman at first. Umpire disagrees, and we'll reset. So 2 pitchers really for Spanish Fork. 30 innings pitched for Cloward and 21 innings pitched for Dalton. Other than that, you have Dorr, who has 9 1/3. Dart has 8 innings pitched, so it's kind of pitched by committee after the first 2. Miss on the inside, moves the count to 1-0. 5 straight balls now for Cloward on the mound. Zimmerman takes the lead. Cloward takes a peek at first base. Comes set. 1-0 pitch. Inside again. Moves the count to 2-0.
Boy, he's struggling to find it now, Ty. 6 straight balls from Cloward after what looked like it was going to be a really easy inning. 3 pitches to put away Bolander in the first one, and then 1 pitch to put Bluth down. 6 straight balls. Wasatch is going to at least push him over the 20-pitch mark at minimum. This will be pitch 20 here to Kelson Stocking.
The 2-0, 3 looks. Now he picks over. Not in time again as the tag is on the back.
Well, that would be the moment to make me look foolish, Tyler. If I say he's going to get to pitch 20 and then he picks someone off, he'd be out of there at 19. Zim's able to get back, though.
2-0 count. Cloward comes set. 1 look. Delivers the 2-0. This time it's in there for a strike. Moves the count to 2-1. Good crowd here at Spanish Fork. We'll have senior night tomorrow at Wasatch High School on Thursday, and then we'll be back down here for the Spanish Fork Dons senior night on Friday. Kelton Stocking calls time. Second year in a row, Wasatch is coming into the final series of region play with a chance to win the region title. They have yet to win a region title since 2006. 16-year drought. 2 looks, the 2-1. Fastball swung on down the right side, but foul. Moves the count to 2-2 with 2 outs.
Wasatch in these Pittsburgh Pirates all-black unis again, Ty, and they look good. They've really grown on me. The first game of the season, I wasn't sure, but it's a good look down here. Still wearing those pink socks.
Underneath the stirrups. Today. 2-2 with 2 outs. Pickoff move. Tag in the armpit again, not in time. We'll reset. 3rd pickoff over for Cloward to end this at bat. Carter Bucott on deck, hitting in the 8th spot. Cloward comes set. 2-2, 2 outs, runner on first. No movement. Ground ball is swung on and goes to the second baseman. Second baseman fields it, flips it to the shortstop at second base, and gets the leadoff runner and the 3rd out of the inning. No runs on no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. Wasatch does get a base runner on the walk. 0-0 going into the bottom of the 2nd.
You might be used to having someone ask you the question, what is it that you need? I think that's limiting. I'm going to take you through a 6-step process, and it's simply answering questions. And it might not just be home. It might be that you want that fancy new car. It might be that you want trips. It's your list. What is it that you really, really want?
Call Tom Stone at Guild Mortgage in Heber City.
Tom Stone, MLS 257849. Guild Mortgage Company is an equal housing lender. MLS 3274. All loans are subject to underwriter approval. Terms and conditions may apply. Subject to change without notice.
Hi, this is Nicole with Mountain Refined Furnishings and Flooring, and if you didn't know, we've recently partnered with Mattress Warehouse of Utah to bring you the largest selection of mattresses around. The team at Mountain Refined prides themselves on making your home a place where you love to be. We offer a large selection of furnishings, flooring, window treatments, gifts, decor, and so much more. If you haven't been by lately, stop and check it out. You'll be pleasantly surprised. We're located at 480 North Main Street.
This is live coverage of Wasatch High School sports on 94.5 The Peak.
Bottom of the second at Spanish Fork High School. This action brought to you by Wasatch Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine, your rehabilitation specialist dedicated to your total recovery from sports injuries, auto injuries, industrial and or commercial injuries. Let Dan Ivey and his team get you back to 100%.
Leading off for the Spanish Fork Dons in the the bottom of the second inning will be senior Creer, playing center field today, hitting .333 on the year with 12 RBIs. Hitting from the right-hand side. Wasatch got out of the first. They ran a bases-loaded one-out jam and then a ground ball double play got him out of the inning. So still 0-0. Jackson Kelson's going to miss with a fastball on the inside to lead off the at-bat. 1-0 pitch, swung on, fouled off once again down the right side. Really, Salem Hills is really the only team that we've seen that was really able to get on the fastball of Jackson Kelson early in a ball game, right? Most other teams have had a hard time getting ahead on the fastball. We've seen Spanish Fork struggle a little bit too. They've been able to make contact, just not barreling it.
Yeah, and that's a good point you make. Jackson's struggling to get up by him, although he did get Romero. But as far as putting it by him, Spanish Fork has got enough ability that they're fouling off that high 80s, low 90s fastball.
The 1-2 pitch is too far up and in. It gets Career on the inside or on the shoulder, and a tough break there. Wasatch with a 1-2 count is going to put a base runner on.
Yeah, that is too bad. When you're up 1-2, Jackson in full control, Ty. And I'll tell you, as a former pitching guy, it's not the worst thing in the world to hit a kid. You would like to not do it with nobody out leading off the inning. That's kind of to be picky, but you just don't want guys to get comfortable in the box against you, especially when you're throwing heat the way Jackson is. And so hitting someone is not always the worst thing in the world, but certainly it's less than ideal when it happens, especially leading off the inning.
It's going to bring up Bringhurst, a senior, 276 batting average, 9 RBIs, does not square to bunt. Spanish got the first guy on in the first inning and laid down a bunt that eventually turned into a base hit. 1-0 the count. Jackson comes set, delivers the 1-0. Runner goes. It's a strike call. Throw is in time. Kelson Stocking throws it to Jack Bluth and gets the runner on the steal attempt. Good throw there from Kelson Stocking. Jack Bluth puts the tag on.
Nice job from Kelson. Good footwork. Got himself up, quickly moving the momentum towards second base and delivered a good throw down there. And Bluth, a good quick tag. The ball was pulling him to the opposite side of the bag, but he received it and put it down quickly to get the out.
1-1 pitch is going to be now a ground ball to Jack Bluth. He's going to come through it, throw it over to Jackson Bolander at first base, and Wasatch has two guys retired here in the top of the bottom of the second. Brings up number 20, Cloward, the pitcher. Senior, hitting .225 with 8 RBIs and 1 home run on the year. Wasatch 2 down. In the bottom of the second, still 0-0 the score. Wasatch yet to register a hit offensively. Fastball down, but is swung on and missed. Moves the count to 0-1.
Well, that initial swing makes you think he may chase a little bit here, Ty. And he's in here to pitch, is what I would say based on that swing. But all it takes is one good one to make you change your mind.
Besides Dart, the leadoff batter, the freshman, all seniors in the lineup here for Spanish Fork. Fastball swung on and missed, moves the count to 0-2. Jackson Kelson out there pitching with a smile on his face.
He's a pretty happy kid when he plays baseball, Ty. It's not too often he's not smiling.
0-2, misses low and away, reset at 1-2. Yeah, Tyler's going to bring up this day in history. May 3rd, 2010, Wasatch hosted Union. And Wasatch threw a couple of lefties. Jesse Bristow threw the first game, complete game, 12 Ks. And Peyton Davis through the second game, complete game, as Wasatch won the doubleheader against Union with 2 complete games from lefty Peyton Davis and lefty Jesse Bristow.
Those two were pretty good lefties for the Wasps back in the day, Tyler. Actually, my first year coaching was those two. Fun watching them. How about that, though? Jackson Kelson blows another one by Cloward as he swings and misses to get the third out of the inning, Ty.
Second strikeout from Physical at the fifth stop in the ballgame. No runs on no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. It's 0-0 here on 94.5 The Peak.
Heber City Point S is locally owned and operated by Larry Rhodes and Brad Hyatt. They offer the best brand tires at low prices with extensive knowledge and experience of repair and services with no pressure sales. Only what you need. They've been taking care of cars, trucks, and trailers for over 20 years. No appointment needed, conveniently located, free shuttle service, and free Wi-Fi. Take $5 off your next visit when you tell them 94.5 The Peak sent you over. That's Heber City Point S.
Gucci Goo Barbecue in Heber Valley is a premier barbecue restaurant. You can choose from finger-licking ribs, poppin' andouille sausage, tasty chicken, tender brisket, delicious pork, and yummy street tacos. Friday night dates, take that significant other for the smoked prime rib that melts in your mouth. Family-friendly atmosphere where everyone is welcome, quick service for dine-in or takeout, great quality food, and great value for your money. That's Gucci Goo in Midway on Main Street.
Wasatch High School Sports is on the radio.
Top of the third brought to you by Wasatch Napa Auto Parts. Your local Napa stocks auto parts, tools, and equipment, and many other items for heavy-duty trucks, marine, and farming equipment. Stop in today. I'm going to throw it over to you for a little Wasp on Campus update. As I wonder if this has ever happened in the history of Wasatch sports where an athlete, former Wasatch athlete, got to play a #1 team in the nation, and that's what Chandler Stocking got to do yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday, Tyler, or this last week here, they went to Tennessee, who's currently #1 in the nation in college baseball. Chandler has been starting at shortstop at Texas A&M, and Chandler had a pretty good day. He had a double play that he had in the ball game. He had a couple putouts, a pop fly with 2 sack bunts, so he was competitive in the box, and obviously just really excited to go play there in Tennessee and face off against the #1 team in the nation. And we're excited to see that too with Chandler. He's a coach's favorite, I think it's safe to say, watching him work his way up and get to the point where he has been at in his career. And he did it, underclassmen didn't get a play up like a lot of other underclassmen, but worked hard and earned his way into the JV lineup, and then found his way into the varsity lineup, went to a smaller college school, and now to a bigger college school, and he just keeps working his way up the chain, Ty.
Carter Boucard will lead off the top of the third. He's worked the count to full. Got down 1-2, now back-to-back balls, and he's created a full count. Went 0 for 6 in the series against Springville, but didn't strike out, which that was the story of that series. A lot of strikeouts from the Wasatch lineup. The payoff pitch, swung on, fouled off behind the backstop. Will reset it, the count full.
Again, if you're just joining us here, this is a fun series this week. Today, tomorrow, and Friday. Wasatch facing off against Spanish Fork, who's the current #1 team in the state.
The full count pitch is going to be a high pop fly to the infield. Third baseman is going to come up and make the play. That's Bringhurst, and that's one away here in the top of the third. Tragun Shaw will come up to the plate. Tragun at .333 batting average, playing right field today. 11 RBIs on the year, has 5 extra base hits, also has 11 runs scored. Only had 2 at-bats in the last series against Springville. Leaves one high and up for ball 1. Tragun sporting some hot pink batting gloves. He's going to swing at the 1-0. It's going to be a lazy ground ball to shortstop. The ball comes across, not in time, as Tragun Shaw will have the first hit of the day on an infield single to the shortstop that he beats out down the line. Good speed there from Tragun. Good play from the ball, just not in time against Tragun's speed.
Yeah, there was no chance on that one. Once that thing hopped a third time, Tyler, Tragun getting out of the box quickly and hustling down the line, there was no chance in that 5-6 hole.
Going to bring up the leadoff batter, Crew Erickson, grounded out of the shortstop in his first at bat. 400 batting average on the year, 25 runs scored for the junior, playing center field for his 4th game in a row, with Peyton Swab dealing with the back injury. Cloward comes set, delivers high and inside for ball 1.
Well, inside's normal. Our trivia last time, he also leads the team in hit by pitches, Tyler. That's 5 hit by pitches on the year for Crew. Any way he can get on now would be nice. Whether hit by pitch, walk, hit, get a runner in scoring position with 2, 3, 4 coming up.
1-0 pickoff move, not in time. The Wasatch softball team dropped to 17-7 and 6-3 in region play. They did go 3-1 in Cache County over the weekend, but then lost to Salem Hills yesterday. Kind of got beat up bad tie, 15-4 in that one, as Salem Hills jumped them. They wrap up region play on Thursday against Spanish Fork, who's currently the #1 team in softball as well. May 11th is when that RPI will be revealed. Fastball inside, but is called strike as it gets the corner, moves the count to 1-1 here to Crew. Over the weekend, Paige Armendariz with 1 home run and 10 RBIs in 4 games.
10 RBIs in 4 games.
Wasatch beat Desert Hills, Tooele, and Skyview, but fell to Bear River. Did I say Bear River? Desert Hills, Tooele, and Skyview lost to Bear River in that tournament over the weekend.
Wasatch is going to miss her greatly, Tyler, when Paige graduates. This whole senior class is pretty good.
Yeah.
Andrea Sweat's been awesome
Kendall
over the years.
Purdy, Briley Bigelow.
Yeah, they had some great players. This will be one that hurts when this senior class graduates for Wasatch softball.
1-1 pitch is a curveball. It's going to be swung on. Goes down the first base side. Is picked up foul. Kind of a swinging bunt there. Catcher does a good job bouncing up and picking it up foul. Would have had a hard time throwing Crew out with his speed going down the first base side. 1-2 now the count, with 1 out here in the top of the 3rd. Chet Wilson on deck. Boys soccer had a big win yesterday, Ty, after getting beat 1-0 to Maple last week. They got a 2-1 victory at home over Salem Hills. Aiden Rouser with 1 of the goals. They will wrap up their region season at home on Thursday. So we have 3 senior nights on Thursday. Soccer's at home against Springville, softball at home against Spanish, and Wasatch baseball at home against Spanish as well, all senior nights on Thursday.
Well, and I might be misremembering, Ty, but I think lacrosse also is having their senior night this week, either tonight or shortly thereafter. I know they play at home this evening.
Yeah, they play at home this evening. I still think they have it next week as well before they wrap up their season. I think their season goes an extra week compared to the rest of them.
It's that time of year, though. A lot of laughs here for these guys.
1-2 is a curveball that's swung on, going out to left field. Canicorn catch by the left fielder makes it 2 outs. Tragun Shaw will retreat back to first base.
Yeah, just a little protect the zone swing. It looked a lot more intimidating off the bat than it actually was there, Tyler. That ball kind of jumped off the bat, but dies down here at this field. It really takes a lot to hit a home run at Spanish Fork, and that ball just kind of went out and died there in the left fielder's glove.
404 to center field, 345 down the lines. Similar to Wasatch. Wasatch as well, 345 down the lines, but 385 to center. So a little bit deeper down here at Spanish Fork. 2 outs, runner on first. Brings up Chet Wilson. Chet strikeout looking in his first at bat, takes ball 1. Chet on the year, 365 batting average. Has 10 extra base hits and 17 RBIs. Takes ball 1, moves count to 1-0. Cloward sets, 1 look at Tragun, now 2, delivers the 1-0. Fastball, swung on and missed, moves count to 1-1.
Well, I'll tell you, Chet's a kid who's got a little pop. He can find that fence, Tyler, if he gets the right pitch. He's had a couple balls this year that he's just absolutely destroyed. One was too much of a line drive, hit the top foot of the fence, and the other one was hit into about a 24-mile-an-hour wind coming in that he didn't get out either. So he does have 1 home run, and inside the Parker that he has, but hasn't been able to clear the fence yet, but not for lack of power, just conditions, really, more than anything. He's got a couple that were worthy of getting over the fence that just haven't found their way.
1-1 count, pickoff move not in time over to try to get Shaw at first base. 1-1's now delivered. It's an off-speed outside. Moves count to 2-1. 0-0 here the score, top of the 3rd. Wasatch currently sitting in the 2nd spot in the Region 9 standings with a 9-3 record. If they sweep the 3-game series, they would be region champs for the first time since 2006. 2-1 is also up in the zone, moves count to 3-1.
Already control becoming a bit of an issue here for Cloward of Spanish Fork. He looked really good through the first 1 2/3 innings. Quickly putting 5 outs on the board in only 13 pitches. It took him 13 pitches to get 5 outs. Since that time, Tyler, he's thrown 27 pitches and has only put 3 more outs on the board.
3-1 pitch is swung on, but it's going to be a ground ball to the first baseman. Dart fields it, steps on the bag, and Wasatch is retired. They do get their first hit of the game. No runs on 1 hit, no errors. 1 runner is left on base as it's still 0-0 going into the bottom of the 3rd.
Dan Sluga at Wasatch Flooring is extending his services to include quality paint products to complete your home remodeling needs. Locally owned and operated, Dan and his team can help you find the right flooring for your home with quality products from Mohawk, Shaw, Target, Godfrey Hirst, and many more. Since 2009, they've been exceeding their customers' needs by helping them select flooring that fits both their lifestyle and budget. They've got you covered at Wasatch Flooring and Paints.
Wasatch Back Grill and Deli is a family-owned and operated business serving great food and customer service in Heber City and Midway for over 7 years. For a burger with kick, try the Firehouse. Have a hankering for some seafood? Try fish and chips. Or try the Mandarin chicken salad. Their homemade recipes, freshly grilled burgers and sandwiches are complemented with unique sauces and homemade sides. They provide the best experience and highest quality food. Stop by today and try their great menu items. As a thank you to teachers, first responders, medical personnel, and military, get 15% off meals all year round.
And now, back to the action. Wasatch High School Sports on 94.5 The Peak.
Gravity Coalition offering the best in bikes, skis, snowboards, skateboards, and more in Heber Valley. Personalized service, sales, and repair for the gear you love. Gravity Coalition in Midway, Utah, or visit gravitycoalition.com. This is a cool shop.
Yeah, speaking of wrapping up seasons, Ty, the girls' golf team will be having state on Monday and Tuesday of next week. Their season already done, and for the first time ever, the girls' golf team are region champs. First pitch is going to be swung on here by Assay into left center field. Crew Erickson goes over, makes the can of corn catch. One pitch, one away here in the bottom of the third as we go to the top of the order for the sophomore Dart. But going back to the girls' golf team, Ty, first ever region championship. All 4 golfers finished in the top 12 of region. Ellie Jo Olson, a junior, took second. Sydney Benyon, a senior, took fourth. Morgan Nelson took 11th. And Shelby Gabrielson, a junior, ended up taking 12th.
Yeah, really exciting times there for the girls' golf team. Worked pretty hard, Tyler, and I know the coaches were really excited, and they dominated region. It really wasn't close. Won that thing running away from the other teams.
First pitch is off, bounces about 3 feet in front of the plate for ball 1. Dart sets. He singled to right field in his first at bat to lead off the ball game. Was stranded on third base in the inning. 1-0. Make it 2-0 on another pitch that's low in the zone. Jackson Kelson got through the lineup one time, only giving up 2 hits, a walk, and a hit by pitch, but no runs scored. Thanks to some good defense behind him. The 2-0 pitch in there for strike 1, moves count to 2-1. On deck for the Dons will be Duvall at shortstop, or excuse me, the second baseman. Chet Wilson playing third, and Carter Bucad playing short on the left side of the infield. Nice curveball in there for strike 2 on the inside corner.
Well, it totally fooled him, Tyler. He thought it was a hard one coming inside, and he bailed out. Didn't stay in there, lost his mechanics. Never had a chance on that curveball.
Moves the count to 2-2. Fastball, this one right back at Jackson Kelson's head. He ducks, and it's going to be a single up the middle as he got the fastball there. And that's his second hit of the day. 1 on, 1 out. Brings up, again, the second baseman, Duvall. Reached on a single on a bunt that Wasatch wasn't able to field clean. He's hitting 400 on the year, hitting from the left-hand side. Chet's going to play up on the grass at the third base. Jackson Bolander holding on the runner at first. Double play depth up the middle. Wasatch already with the double play in the game. Fastball swung on and missed to start off the at-bat.
Well, with 1 out, at least on that pitch, they've decided they're going to just try to take a couple swings at it. See if they can't get a gap shot or maybe 2 hits here to push and run across the board. 2, 3, 4 coming up. They feel their most confidence in those batters.
1-0, another fastball. This one swung and goes off the backstop right in front of us. Moves the count to 0-2. Catcher Romero on deck for the Dons. .458 batting average. Both Duvall and Romero hitting over 400 on the year. But Jackson Kelson now up 0-2 to the number 2 hitter. Shakes off a couple of times. Dart, fakes, big lead over first base. Jackson Kelson sees it, and he'll step off the back of the mound.
Yeah, not a bad time for movement if you're Spanish. If you're Wasatch, you want to counter, maybe something hard on the inside. Fastball in.
0-2. 4 looks now. Delivers the 0-2. Swung on. Good piece of hitting there from DeBall as he throws out the at-bat to protect the plate, and he'll live to see another pitch. You mentioned lacrosse, Ty. They're playing good of late. They're 3-0 in region play. The boys lacrosse team 6-6 on the year. They got a big 16-5 victory over Waterford on Monday and a 7-5 victory over Spanish Fork last Friday. Pitch is swung on. It goes off Jackson Kelson's leg. Jack Bluth fields it, throws it to Boucard. Not in time to get the ball at first base. That ball was smoked. And luckily it went off Jackson Kelson's leg and went to Jack Bluth, who was able to get the leadoff guy out at second base.
It's a fortunate bounce, Tyler. Wasatch fortunate. That's probably a base hit, but it got just enough of Jackson Kelson that it didn't hurt him. And it went right to Jack Bluth, who was heads up enough to be watching that. He didn't put his head down and just run to the spot where he thought the ball was going to be. He watched the ricochet and was able to reset and get it and still get the force out and get Dart out at second.
Bring up the number 3 hitter, the catcher, Romero. Struck out swinging in his first at bat. Duvall, good speed at first. Good lead, good secondary. He'll come back to first base as it's ball 1 up in the zone. Girls lacrosse 6-3. They've won 3 straight games. They beat Spanish Fork 19-1. Grace Erker had 5 goals in the game for the lady lacrosse team. They're currently number 8 in the RPI standings. Traveled to Payson today. Payson, the number 1 team in girls lacrosse, 11-0. The boys are hosting Payson today at 5 o'clock at Wright Tree Stadium. 0-0 here in the bottom of the third. Jackson Kelson, kind of a quick pitch, did not pause, but neither umpire calls it. Romero wants a balk, but it doesn't come, so it's 2-0.
Yeah, I think you chalked that up to they missed one. Everyone's kind of pausing, waiting for something to be done. Nothing to be done now on that. Just keep playing.
2-0, 1 look, delivers the 2-0. That one's low, 3-0. Duvall's got Jackson Kelson's attention right now on the mound. He's having a little bit of trouble with command. 3-0 count now to the number 3 hitter. See if Coach Nelson decides to give him the green light on the 3-0. Right up on the plate is the catcher. 3-0 pitch in there. And it's in there for a strike. Thought about swinging out, but comes back with a 3-0 strike, moves the count to 3-1.
That's a great spot. That's really a good pitch. He didn't give in and just serve it up right over the middle part of the plate. Still attacking and challenging Romero. Got a little battle within the game here between these two, Tyler. You see a little attitude here from Romero in this one. And Wasatch Jackson gets him back, so there you go.
3-1, and goes off of the leadoff, or off his front leg. And he had a little bit of a look. Jackson Kelson, as he ran down.
I don't know what Jackson did to offend him. Maybe strike him out, I guess, is what it was, Ty. But after ball 3, he did this Soto move. If you've seen it in the MLB, they do this little arrogant move where and Wasatch players will do it from time to time, too. It's just like a little swagger thing that players do where they shift their weight forward and kind of push all the dirt away as the ball's coming across, saying, I read you so easily that I'm seeing this before it's even getting there, that this is not a good pitch. And did that to Jackson, and Jackson put it by him, and then he stared him down after the hit by pitch. So now you got a little extra fireworks going between those two, and I feel like it's entirely because Jackson got the best of him the first time, striking him out.
Junior Smith will speed up run for Romero. So you got runners on first and second. Good speed at second base is Duvall. First pitch to the first baseman, Dart, is swung on and fouled off behind us. Dart walked his first at bat, which loaded the bases. And then Dalton hit into a double play on the next swing. First and second, 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. Spanish threatening again. Fastball inside, too far inside, moves the count to 1-1. Your outfield today, Cole Zimmerman playing left field today. Crew Erickson in center and Tragun Shaw in right. Jackson Kelson gets the sign. It's a 1-1 count with 2 outs. Takes a look, now a second look at second base. Delivers on a slide step. Fastball, too far inside, moves the count to 2-1. What's Jackson Kelson up to on his pitches?
That puts him at pitch 54, Tyler, in this 2.2 innings pitched.
Wouldn't be surprised to see Casey Anderson in this one, Ty, in relief. I know Coach Jacobson wants to get these first 2 to try to force that region championship game on Friday. Swung on, and this is going to be a pop fly to the infield. Chet Wilson's going to call it and makes the catch, and Wasatch gets out of another jam. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 are left on base. It's 0-0 here on 94.5 The Peak.
Hi, this is Abby Covarrubias, the Wasatch High School Student Body President. Did you know that parents are the #1 reason kids don't drink? Believe it or not, teens still listen to their parents. In fact, kids usually listen to their parents more than anyone else, including their friends. Utah kids report the #1 reason they choose not to drink is their parents' strongest approval. All kids need a parent's help to stay drug and alcohol free. Brought to you by Wasatch Behavioral Health and the Parent Bonding Project.
Napa know-how.
Your local Napa Auto Parts, Wasatch Auto Parts at 105 North Main Street in Heber City stocks auto parts, tools and equipment, and many other items for heavy-duty trucks, marine, and farming equipment. Stop in today at Wasatch Auto Parts, 105 North Main Street in Heber City, a proud sponsor of Wasatch Wasps Sports.
Napa know-how.
This is live coverage of Wasatch High School sports on 94.5 The Peak.
Top of the fourth brought to you by Wasatch Behavioral Health, founded in 1967 to provide quality mental health care for all individuals within Utah and Wasatch counties. Wasatch Behavioral Health is a comprehensive community behavioral health center. We offer a wide array of programs and services for children, teens, and adults. That's Wasatch Behavioral Health. 0-0 here in the top of the fourth. Leading off for the Wasps will be Peyton Swap, Jackson Bolander, and Jag Bluth. Swap 375 on the year, 6 home runs, 21 RBIs. Did not play in the Springdale series due to a lower back injury. Back in the lineup today, not playing in the field, DHing. Swings at the first pitch, misses the first pitch, and that moves the count to 0-1. Good 1-2 punch here in the 3-4. Peyton Swap leads the state in RBIs, or did as of last week. Nice curveball there from Cloward to go up 0-2, and then Jackson Bolander currently leads the state in batting average with a .528. Cloward on the mound in the windup. Up 0-2 to Swap. Fastball low and outside, 1-2. Top of the fourth, leadoff batter. 1-2 pitch. Tries to go up, too far up, moves count to 2-2. Two-two pitch. And he's going to go at it. That's going to be strike 3 for Swap. Grounded out of the shortstop his first time and gets him on a check swing there. And one away here in the top of the fourth. Cloward mixing it up a little bit with the fastball and the curveball to Swap. Just fooled him on the curveball. It's going to bring up Jackson Bolander. He grounded out at the shortstop in his first at bat. Tries to go inside on him. Too far inside for ball 1.
Yeah, get another soft one. Tyler coming in there, not a fastball. Jackson seems to be seeing that well.
Ooh, this time he goes up and he gets the top of the zone there. Moves the count to 1-1.
Yeah, that strike has been a ball most of the game, Tyler, on that one. See if the starts expanding a little bit. 0-0. Top of the fourth is where we're at.
2-1 now the count after another miss. Cloward working quick here in the top of the fourth. 2-1 fastball. Bolander swings at it, fouls it straight back, moves the count to 2-2. Jackson Bolander probably the starter on the mound tomorrow for the Wasps. Last pitch last Monday. This one swung on. It's going to be a hard line drive to second baseman. Second baseman goes to his knees, gets the short hop. He'll stand up and throw it to first base.
His head was literally turned towards right field when he caught that ball, Tyler. That second baseman watched it in, and then when the ball hit the dirt right before his glove, he panicked, turned around. He was lucky that thing stayed in there.
Probably the best barrel of the day for the Wasps, but it goes right to the second baseman, and now we have 2 outs here in the top of the fourth. Jack Bluth grounded out to the second baseman on the first pitch of his first at bat. 377 on the year. See if he can get something going with 2 outs. Cloward back into the windup. Fastball high and outside for ball 1. Spanish currently sitting atop the Region 9 standings. Wasatch in the second spot. Salem in the third spot. Salem could move up with a sweep. If Wasatch were to be swept in this series and they were to sweep Maple, that would switch. Maple currently sitting in the 4 spot. 3-0 count after 3 straight balls here to Jack Bluth. Cole Zimmerman on deck, walked in his first at bat, coming off a 2-double game in Game 3 against Springville. 3-0 the count, 2 outs, nobody on in the top of the 4th. 0-0 the score. Gets a fastball there for a strike, moves the count to 3-1.
Well, been a pretty eerily similar game, Tyler. Pitch counts are right around the same level. That puts Cloward at 55. Now we are in the 4th inning. Jackson hasn't had to throw through the 4th inning yet. So Spanish a little bit ahead of that pace, but not a lot of base runners. Wasatch has seen those sparingly. Haven't had a lot of balls into the outfield for either team. It's really been a pitcher's dominated game here to this point.
3-1 is swung on and missed. The payoff pitch is going to be fouled off and will reset at full. Trying to go inside on Jack those last 2 pitches. Jack missed on the first one, was able to foul off of that one. Couple of back-to-back lefties here with Jack and Cole. Only 1 hit for Wasatch in the ball game came on an infield single by Tragun Shaw in the top of the 3rd inning. Spanish with 3 hits through 3 innings. Payoff pitch.
Oh,
low,
that's a tough
and
call.
he gets the called strike. Looked a little bit low, but it's called strike 3. So Wasatch goes out in order. No runs on no hits and no errors. Nobody left on base as we go into the bottom of the 4th with it still locked at 0-0.
Hi, friend. Are you ready for your next delicious meal? Come to the Dairy King, home of the train, where they're serving the yummiest food to friends and family in the valley. Come in and get a mouth-watering peach shake, peach cobbler shake, or peach raspberry shake. Dairy King, the winner of the Best of State for 18 years. They're celebrating their 75th anniversary. Bring a picture and a memory of being at Dairy King. Proudly serving the Heber Valley for 75 years. The Dairy King, home of the train, is serving deliciousness daily. Stop in today.
Timberline Ace Hardware is your full-line Benjamin Moore paint store. Visit them for your home projects, business-to-business, and contractor needs. And remember to ask about their delivery services. And they're looking for some cashiers. Apply today. And get your Carhartt wear, your cool outdoor clothing, and Wrangler jeans. Timberline Ace Hardware, located west of the Wasatch Wasps football stadium at 737 South Main Street, serving the Heber Valley for over 50 years.
And now, back to the action. Wasatch High School Sports on 94.5 The Peak.
Bottom of the 4th inning at Spanish Fork High School, where Wasatch and Spanish Fork are facing off for the Region 9 title. It would take a 3-game sweep for Wasatch to get the title. Spanish Fork would just need to win 1 to secure the title. Wasatch is in the 2nd place spot right now in region play, and it's all tied up at 0-0. That scoreboard update brought to you by Dorius Dental, who offers no surprises of dental treatment with Doctors Dorius and Proctor. Let Dorius Dental make your mouth smile. For more information, visit DoriusDental.com.
Leading off the bottom of the 4th will be the senior Dalton. 241 batting average, 6 RBIs, hit into a double play with the bases loaded in the bottom of the 1st. They got Wasatch out of the inning. He'll lead it off here in the bottom of the 4th. 0-0 the score, as time mentioned. Fastball too low, moves the count to 1-0.
Very, very similar type of spot as the one Jack just got rung up on. But Ty, you mentioned as we were at the break, this umpire is a hit the spot umpire. And that one moved Kelson Stocking's glove a little bit. He didn't secure the catch, and that's right there, back-to-back, same exact spots. The only difference is the catcher didn't catch it. And so this umpire can be bought by the catcher, I think is what you can say, Tyler.
1-1 the count. After that, it's called strike. Tries to go low again. That's one too low. Moves the count to 2-1. Outfield again today for the Wasps. Cole Zimmerman in left. Crew Erickson in center. And Tragun Shaw playing right field today. Swung on and fouled off is the 2-1. Moves the count to 2-2. Jackson Kelson again coming off his best outing. A complete game shutout against Springville. Did give up 1 run in the bottom of the 7th inning. Had 8 Ks in that complete game. No walks. This one way outside. Moves count to full.
Well, when Jackson came set that time, Tyler, I noticed this has been a thing over the years for him. His heel was up off the ground. And every once in a while when he starts getting a little bit anxious, if you will, that toe will come set, but he'll leave the heel up, and he gets a little jittery. and you can almost count for sure on a ball if you see him do that.
Full count, curveball is swung on down the left field line and foul. Cole Zimmerman going over there, can't make the catch, and we'll reset with the count full.
That pitch there, a much better pitch there from Kelson back in the zone, and if you notice in that pre-pitch, he came back in the stretch and just settled, completely relaxed. That foot came down flat. Just little ticks and tendencies that you can look for in pitchers especially, Tyler. As a hitter, you're trained to look for those things. The way they dig in their glove, what are they doing with their footwork? Are they tipping pitches? And just little things like that there's so much pitchers have to think about when they're on the mound controlling the game.
Back to full count, the payoff. Too low, ball 4. That's going to be the second base on balls of the day, the 4th freebie. Jackson has 2 hit by pitches and 2 walks in the day. And that's the leadoff guy. It'll bring up Creer. Creer was hit by pitches in his first at bat after getting down 1-2. Jackson Kelson went high and inside and got Creer on the shoulder. Creer, the center fielder, hitting .333 on the year.
Start coming in now if I were Chet. There he goes, starts creeping in a little bit.
Squares a bunt. He's going to lay down a good one down the third base side, and this one's not going to go foul. Ooh, does right before the back.
took a hard turn, turned on the blinker, and just went 90-degree turn.
That looked like from our angle that was going to stay fair. Good read there from Chet, or good job blowing it as it went to the base. Something.
Well, they've got the dirt base paths and then the grass, Tyler, and that thing hit the grass and then just took off and just squirted around the bag on the side that Wasatch needed. A little surprised Chet let that one go. It was a hard ground ball. That's when you want to come get and take the out at first base. He gambled. Got lucky on that.
See if they do it again. 0-1. Career squares again. This one's too low. And we'll reset at 1-1. Coach Nelson giving the signs from the dugout.
You got a great story with him last year, Tyler, about basically the long and short of it is he was talking about how maybe he was going to be done, that it was a tough year for him.
He was having a tough year.
All he did was go on and win a state title after that.
This time he squares it really early. Complete sacrifice. First one was kind of a drag bunt, but Jackson misses again. Moves the count to 2-1. Yeah, at that point we had decided that we were going to move on, and I had told that to Coach Nelson. He said, yeah, I think I'm about ready to hang it up too. This has been a tough year. Tough year at Spanish Forks winning a state title. 2-1, he squares the bunt again. This time he gets the bunt down. It's down the first base side. Jackson Kelson fields it, and I don't think he got him in time. He tried to flip it with his glove to first base instead of taking it out with his hand, and it's not in time. That was weird. I don't know if his hat went over his eyes. He was fixing his hat and tried to flip it to Jackson Bullender, and it wasn't in time. And so just like in the first inning, first and second with nobody out.
Well, it's coming again. Expect another one, Ty. Bunt him around again.
It's Bringhurst, the senior third baseman. He grounded out to the second baseman in his first at bat. Wasatch was able to get the leadoff guy on a bunt in the Springville series. We'll see if they execute it here. Squares the bunt again. This time he pulls it back, and the ball in the dirt's going to get away from Kelton Stocking, and it's going to go onto the cement. I think that just gives him second and third. So it's going to be second and third, nobody out as the ball in the dirt gets away from Stocking. And with a 1-0 count, Spanish Fork threatening with nobody out and guys on second and third. And that's going to bring a trip to the mound from Coach Watkins.
And haven't really earned anything either, Tyler. You had a walk, then you had a bunt that frankly wasn't that good of a bunt. It was hard, kind of back towards the pitcher. Jackson just got a little mixed up and gave him a free one and now a pass ball. Wasatch being their own worst enemy right now in this.
It's going to bring a trip to the mound. Our first trip to the mound brought to you by Mirror Lake Station. Best donuts in Utah. Mirror Lake Station is your stop for gas, groceries, and goodies. New owners David and Kristen Wade invite you to swing by and say hello this season at Mirror Lake Station. And Ty got the picture for the donut of the month. And this one's a delightful donut. Are you a key lime fan? Are you a lime fan at all?
You know, I usually am a generous husband to share that with my wife.
Okay,
it's
so
not that I'm
not
opposed
a big fan.
to it, but she loves the key lime
well,
stuff.
I mean, that's the key lime, as I'm showing him a picture on my
pretty
phone.
Good.
And it's
what
not
do you got
bad.
On top of that there? You got some crumbs, cookie crumbs? Is that what they've
crumbs.
got?
Yeah, you bet. So you got a powdered donut, the key lime filling, whipped cream with the crumbs on top. And I would
the donut
order
of
those.
the month.
Yeah, and I would order them. Like, that's the key to getting donuts from Mirror Lake Station. You can't show up and expect
Today,
to get them.
right? You get on right now. Just tell them what you want tomorrow.
Exactly,
Go in
and
there
they'll
and
go
pick
and
it
get
up,
them.
and
Yep.
you'll be good to go.
That's what actually my mom was doing. Is she sends out the text, hey, this is the donut of the month. How many does everybody want? She orders them, and then she brings them back.
So, yeah, how many did you order for me, Ty?
Abby takes care of that situation.
Right. Well, you got runners on second and third, nobody out. 7, 8, 9 coming up for Spanish. Probably not out of the question for a potential safety squeeze, Ty.
Casey Anderson is up in the bullpen. It's a 1-0 count. The infield is cutting it off. All the infielders up on the grass. The 1-0 pitch, too low. Kelson Stocking slides in front of that ball in the dirt, keeps it in front of him, moves the count to 2-0.
I wouldn't be surprised you maybe let your 7-hitter swing here. The next one, Clower didn't look that good. Certainly a strikeout threat. That might be where you would look to do a safety squeeze if you don't get a run here.
2-0 pitch is swung on. It's going to be a fly ball to right field. Tragun Shaw is going to come up on it. He's going to throw it. That throw right on the money. Nobody backing up home plate, though. That was dangerous, as it was a good throw from Tragun Shaw, as the runner does not go from third base. So good job there from the right fielder. And Kelson Stocking did a good job of keeping that in front of him because, like I said, no one backing up that throw. 1 out. Now here in the bottom of the fourth, still runners on second and third.
Well, it's a perfect ball there, Tyler. Tragun was able to get underneath it and get his momentum moving, and that stuff before is what the runner on third base is looking at. And so since Tragun got settled, the runner thought, I can't go on this. He's working his way in with momentum, and even though the throw was a little bit off and no one backed up, what Tragun did before the throw is actually what held the runner up. It wasn't the throw itself.
Fastball outside for ball one to Cloward. Struck out in his first at bat. Cloward's going to step out and take a look at Coach Nielsen. See if this is a bluff. Jackson Kelson comes set. Runners on second and third, 1 out. Cloward steps out, wants to see the sign again.
Well, these next two are important outs. You don't want to get back up to Dart here, Tyler, with runners in scoring position. He's already seen 13 pitches, 2 base hits on Jackson.
Pitch is swung on. It's going to be another fly ball, this time to right center field. And I think this one's going to be deep enough. Crew Erickson's going to come up, and he's going to try to get the runner at third base. This is a good throw by Crew.
Oh, wow.
Not in time as the ball was a little bit to the left, but a good throw from Crew. Good adjustment there. Knew he wasn't going to get the runner going home and had a chance to get the runner at third. And Tyler, that was bang, bang. I was watching both the runner going home and the runner at third. And if I think that throw would have been in time, I don't know if that run would have counted at home. I think it would have been out at third base, and that runner hadn't crossed home plate yet. But not in time. 1 run comes in, and Spanish Fork takes the first lead on the first run of the ball game.
What a strong throw, though, Tyler. That was an impressive play there from Crew. Showing off some arm strength. That ball was pulling him away. He's a right-handed player. Caught that in right center, moving away, and got his shoulders squared and threw a dart fast enough. That's a great play.
Nice fastball here on the outside corner for strike one to Ace. Popped out to the center fielder, his last at bat, a .293 batting average. Has a double on the year. 2 outs. That one almost got through Kelson Stocking's legs. Stocking gets the glove down. Did I miss a pitch? Is it 2-1?
Well, I was looking down trying to get caught up, too.
I was explaining that last play, and
yeah,
we missed a pitch.
Missed one.
2-1, swung on. This one's going to be skied to the infield. Carter Bucad's going to come up, call it, and that's a good job by Wasatch. Second and third, nobody out, and they only give up 1 run. Good job there from Jackson Kelson. Gets out of the inning. 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner is left on base. It's 1-0 Spanish Fork here on 94.5 The Peak.
The 50s produced some great sound. That early rock and roll triggered so much emotion for so many. Here's another sound from that era. The dental drill triggers a whole different set of emotions. The sounds, the smells, feeling out of control, whatever keeps you from the dentist at Dorius Dental, we get it. We focus on the little things. Distract yourself with your favorite episode of The Office, or crank up the 80s or 90s and let it take you back to another time. At Dorius Dental, we are sensitive to your needs. We are taking care of the little things so you can move on to more enjoyable things. Located in Gateway Plaza, Heber City.
You might be used to having someone ask you the question, what is it that you need? I think that's limiting. I'm going to take you through a 6-step process, and it's simply answering questions. And it might not just be home. It might be that you want that fancy new car. It might be that you want trips. It's your list. What is it that you really, really want?
Call Tom Stone at Guild Mortgage in Heber City.
Tom Stone, MLS 257849. Guild Mortgage Company is an equal housing lender. MLS 3274. All loans are subject to underwriter approval. Terms and conditions may apply. Subject to change without notice. Wasatch High School Sports is on the radio.
Fifth inning action brought to you by Guild Mortgage. And Ty, you might be in need of some Guild Mortgage help here shortly. You're kind of looking at some homes around the valley.
I spent a good chunk of time with Tom yesterday, Tyler, and I was impressed. I'll tell you, Guild Mortgage. The word I would use, Tyler, is he's passionate about what he does, but he's so insightful on multiple angles, as you've often talked about. But they do a good job there at Guild Mortgage taking care of you. Never felt any pressure. Just felt entirely helped. That's what the experience was, is they were trying to help me get whatever I wanted to try to accomplish.
Cloward stalking Bucad up for the Wasps to lead off the top of the fifth, with Wasatch down 1-0 after one run given up there in the bottom of the fourth. Spanish had runners on second and third, nobody out, and Wasatch was able to get out of the inning with only one run giving up. 2-1 pitch is going to be swung on, and
Matrix out there.
Cloward goes down on the belly and makes the grab. That looked like it came off a lot harder than it did,
Yeah.
and I think Cloward thought the same thing.
Well, yeah, you don't blame him for how he reacted. That ball looked like a line drive, but it was a slow motion line drive. Cole kind of flared it. It was almost like a wedge on a golf course. Cloward didn't know that. He was down to the ground, kind of a Matrix bullet dodge. Put his glove up when he saw it coming slowly by and got the out.
Kelsenstein's going to swing at the first pitch. A little bit behind it's going to be a ground ball to the second baseman. Duvall fields it, throws it to the first baseman. 2 away here in the top of the fifth. Fifth inning's been the movement inning for the Wasps this season, but 2 straight outs here as Carter Bucad comes up to the plate. He popped up to the third baseman his last at bat. .224 batting average coming into today. Been a contact guy, though, of late. Ty hasn't had a lot of strikeouts. He's going to take strike one there.
Yeah, an intriguing part of this game to me, Tyler, is the shortstop matchup here. You've got 2 stellar shortstops, both sophomores. These 2 will run Region 9 for the next 3 years between Bucad and Dart. And I'm sure they've played against each other several times growing up. But they both have great gloves out there specifically.
0-1 pitch is swung on and fouled off to the dugout. Moves the count to 0-2 with 2 outs. Cloward settles in, delivers the 0-2, swung on and missed, gets the strikeout as Wasatch goes down in order. 1-2-3, no runs on no hits, no errors, nobody left on base as Wasatch trails 1-0 as we go to the bottom of the fifth.
Hi, this is Nicole with Mountain Refined Furnishings and Flooring, and if you didn't know, we've recently partnered with Mattress Warehouse of Utah to bring you the largest selection of mattresses around. The team at Mountain Refined prides themselves on making your home a place where you love to be. We offer a large selection of furnishings, flooring, window treatments, gifts, decor, and so much more. If you haven't been by lately, stop and check it out. You'll be pleasantly surprised. We're located at 480 North Main Street.
Heber City Point S is locally owned and operated by Larry Rhodes and Brad Hyatt. They offer the best brand tires at low prices with extensive knowledge and experience of repair and services with no pressure sales. Only what you need. They've been taking care of cars, trucks, and trailers for over 20 years. No appointment needed, conveniently located, free shuttle service, and free Wi-Fi. Take $5 off your next visit when you tell them 94.5 The Peak sent you over. That's Heber City Point S.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
KTMP Heber City and live sports coverage with Ty and Ty.
Bottom of the fifth inning here, Tyler, at Spanish Fork High School. Wasatch is trailing 1-0 over the number 1 team in the state, the Spanish Fork Dons. Been a couple sticky situations. First inning, 1 out, bases loaded. Wasatch got a double play ball and got out of it with no runs given up. And then last inning, second and third runners for Spanish Fork, nobody out, and Wasatch only gave up 1. It's been good defensively, and Jackson Kelson has pitched a solid game here for Wasatch. Fifth inning action brought to you by Guild Mortgage. And Ty, as I pointed out already, sat down with Tom Stone yesterday, and he does such an awesome job over there at Guild Mortgage, helping take care of you with whatever question it might be. I've bugged him many times over the last year, and he's just given me good advice and good direction with the real estate needs.
Couple of curveballs, miss high and then miss low. Moves the count to 2-0 to the top of the order for Spanish Fork. The sophomore Dart, 2 singles, 1 to center and 1 to right, followed by Duvall, the senior, and then Romero, the senior. All seniors in the lineup except for Dart. Fastball swung on down the right field line, tailing, and it's going to go foul. That one looked like it had a chance, and Dart just kind of stayed in the box and realized,
and then
wait, this has a chance.
He saw what you saw, and then all of a sudden panicked and jumped out of there, Ty, because that ball didn't flare as much as it seemed like it should off the bat originally.
Moves count to 2-1. It's been a decent outing for Jackson Kelson. 4 innings pitched, 1 run given up, 3 hits, 2 hit by pitches, and 2 walks.
Well, it's been the fastball that Dart's gotten both times, Tyler. Jackson did freeze him on a curveball last time.
Goes with the curveball, swung on, fouled off, moves count to 2-2.
And all these things matter a little bit because you got 2 more games in this series. So if I'm Jackson Bullender and Casey Anderson watching over there, I'm taking notes on this. What is this guy struggling with a little bit? And it's not that he can't hit a curveball, Tyler, but when he went curveball and then came back with a fastball, Dart was all over it.
2-2, tried another off speed. This time it's in the dirt, and we've got a full count.
And that's the right move there if you're Jackson Kelson, because last time you were in that similar count, 2-2, had just thrown a curveball for a strike, came back with a fastball, and Dart just hammered that thing. And so he was looking for that fastball response.
Full count pitch, fastball, Dart on it, but fouls it straight back, we'll reset.
And again, he's looking for the fastball there, Tyler. Good timing. Just missed it on plane. So Jackson's going to have to make a superior pitch here. He's got to have location on his side.
Full count. Kelson comes set. The payoff. Fastball's going to be roped to right center field. Crew Erickson going back, makes the catch. That's a big out here in the bottom of the 5th. That's the first time Wasatch has been able to retire Dart.
Yeah, and Tyler, that's just good pitching. You're trusting your defense. Jackson just keeps coming at him, lets the defense do his thing. It's another really good barrel from Dart, but it's 9-on-1 out there, and so you let your 9 guys go to work and see if you can get the 1 guy at home plate out.
Brings up the number 2 hitter, Duvall, playing second base today. Had a single in the first inning on a bunt, and then he had a fielder's choice, but a good barrel that went right back to Jackson Kelson that ricocheted and went to the second baseman. Takes strike 1. The 0-1 pitch, high lay kick, nearly gets him to chase the high fastball. We'll reset at 1-1.
Yeah, you can see tendencies there, can't you? That's a hitter who had made up his mind before. I'm swinging at this thing. The ball was just way too out of the zone to get him to be tempted, but if that thing's around the zone at all, that player's swinging.
Misses low and inside, moves count to 2-1. Comes set, the 2-1 pitch to Duvall, swung on. It's going to be fouled off to the left side. 2-2 now the count with 1 out.
Pitch 86 for Jackson on that one there.
Schedule for Wasatch, they play tomorrow and Friday, and then the state tournament begins next week. The 2-2, swung on and missed. 3rd strikeout of the game. Physical at the Pit Stop, your locally owned and operated physical therapy clinic, serving you from head to toe, including vertigo to sports injuries. Serving the Heber Valley for over 40 years. Jackson Kelson still looking good here, the 3rd time through the lineup. It's going to get Romero. It's been a fun little battle between these two. A strikeout in the 1st inning by Jackson Kelson, and then he beamed him on his front leg in the 2nd. Romero looked at him a little bit as he went down the first base side. Curveball is going to be swung on and fouled off.
Good pitch. That's a good pitch. Romero hunting fastball. That one fooled him. And now Jackson's got him thinking about something extra.
0-1 pitch. High leg kick, the delivery. Fastball, a little low below the knees. Doesn't get the called strike, moves down to 1-1.
Yeah, and I think that's the right call, Tyler, but you haven't seen that go against Jack Bluth in this game earlier. But I didn't think it was a strike on Jack, and I don't think it was a strike there on that one either.
1-1, another fastball. This one smoked right back at the backstop. Romero was on that one again, just not on plane. Misses that one and moves down to 1-2.
Still good velocity, though, for Jackson here in the 5th inning, Ty. He's been upper 80s. He's been as high as 92 this year on the gun for Wasatch.
1-2, fastball up in the zone, but gets a piece of it and fouls it off. So Wasatch will finish this series, and then depending on the RPI, Wasatch hovering around 13, 14, 15, 16 right now, depending on how they do. We'll see if they have to have a play-in game, which would be on Friday. And then the first series begins on Saturday.
17 and below for the play-in game.
Yep.
So they're in that neighborhood.
They're in that neighborhood.
But this is going to help them, Tyler. What's happened in region play is their opponent's winning percentage has actually gone down, and that RPI Remember, it's 3 categories: 45% from your winning percentage, 45% from your opponent's winning percentage, and then 10% from your opponent's opponents. After 3 games with Spanish Fork, even if Spanish wins all of those, you're going to have a team that would be sitting at 22-3, times that by 3, and where are we at, Ty? 66-9.
Yeah.
That's going to skyrocket their opponent's winning percentage. And so even the Wasatch that would move them to 12-13. Is that where they'd be at overall?
Yeah.
So their winning percentage wouldn't hurt as much as their opponent's winning percentage jumps up. So I actually feel like this is a no-lose series for Wasatch. I think they're gonna hover around where they're at, if not climb a little bit in the series.
Last year went into the state tournament as a number 16 seed. Could very easily see him there. Full count pitch as he went high inside on a fastball, missed on a curveball low and outside. The payoff pitch with 2 outs, swung on. This ball smoked, and Tragun Shaw didn't see it tie off the bat. This one's going to go off the wall. Easy double here for Romero as he goes in with 2 outs and a 2-out double for Romero.
Yeah, and Treg frustrated with himself because you're right, he didn't see it, and probably a ball that he would normally catch, but he initially went the wrong direction. He went to his right rather than to his left, and he just couldn't recover, and so that's going to go down as a double. But I think you give Tragun that ball 9 out of 10 times, and he catches it.
It's going to bring up the number 4 hitter, Zach Dart. Walked in his first at bat, popped up to the third baseman. It's going to bring another trip to the mound from Coach Watkins, brought to you by Mirror Lake Station. 2 outs, runner on second base, a duck on the pond. You don't want to give up a cheap run here with 2 outs. Wasatch down to 6 outs remaining on the offensive side of things.
I think the most important part of that last play, though, Tyler, is the pitches, and that puts Jackson at 95. You get out of that, you can get him through another inning probably. Now, unless you have a very quick out, this is probably going to be it for Jackson. And even in a loss, if Wasatch loses this one, if the score stands 1-0, you're going to have to bring out another pitcher in the 6th. And so just thinking for the series moving forward, if you're Wasatch, you're thinking, well, if this score holds, we at least want Jackson to go the distance. Get him through 6 innings. You don't need to burn someone in the 7th. And then you've got all your pitchers for the next 2 days. So that's a big moment, not getting that out there. Wasatch needs to recover quickly and see if they can get Jackson one more inning in this one. And then, obviously, if you need to go to the 7th, that's because you've tied it or taken the lead, and that's a different animal. Then you go to play for the win again, and it's a different thing. But you don't want to burn a guy in the 6th inning if you haven't gotten a run to be able to respond there, Ty.
2 outs, runner on second for the Dons, already up 1-0. The hitter is Dart. Pitch is going to be low. Kelton Stocking does a good job of smothering it. Runner will stay at second base. Ball 1. Infield again today for the Wasp. Jackson Bolander at first. Jack Bluth at second. Carter Bucata at short. And Chet Wilson at third. Jackson Kelson comes set. 1-0. 1 look. Delivers. Fastball. Gets the inside corner. 1-1. Up on deck for the Wasps will be 9-1-2. Tragun Shaw will lead off the inning. Crew Erickson will bat second, and Chet Wilson will be in the hole in the top half of the 6th. 1-1 the score. Jackson Kelson comes set. 2 looks this time. Now delivers the 1-1. Curveball high, ball 2. Infield playing straight up. Jackson Bolander playing a little bit deep. Fastball is going to be fouled off over our heads. Moves the count to deuces. 2-2, 2 outs. Runner on second. Bottom of the 5th with the Spanish Fork Dons up 1-0.
99 pitches in now.
This will be it then for Jackson Kelson. I think you'll see Casey Anderson in the next inning. The 2-2. 2 looks. The delivery, low and inside, moves count to full. Kelton Stocking's going to try to back pick. Carter Bucata does a good job of bodying it up, and we'll reset with the count full. If you do throw Casey and you keep him under 35, you got a couple of options. You can bring him back tomorrow if you need to relief if Jackson Bolander doesn't go the distance. But if Bolander goes the distance, you can actually start Casey on Friday.
Yeah, so many angles with this pitch count rule, isn't it?
Yep. Full count, the payoff pitch. Slide step delivery, swung on, and we'll see it again as that one's fouled off behind us. Cole Zimmerman with a nice start on Friday. Got the win against Springville. Talking to Coach Jacobson, he feels good about his staff tie. He's got 4 starters he feels like he can throw out there. And maybe that's what Wasatch is thinking, is Cole's through good enough that we can throw him on Friday. Full count. Another payoff pitch. Swung on and fouled off again. We'll reset.
1 through 4 for Spanish has just chewed up baseballs here for Wasatch. Just fouled off pitch after pitch after pitch all game long. 5 through 9 has not been all that intimidating, although that is where they got their run. But again, Ty, that was a run that wasn't earned. He had a walk, he had an error, sac fly that ended up getting it in.
Nice swing there from Dart. I thought that was a pretty good pitch from Jackson Kelson. He gets a piece of it. And then yet another full count pitch.
It's a lot of pitches for 5 innings here. 103. That's just uncommon in a 1-0 game. And again, I think it highlights just the amount of foul balls that you've seen from Spanish.
This one is actually in play. It's a ground ball to the shortstop. Bocad makes the play as he throws it across the diamond to Jackson Boulder. Wasatch gets out of the inning. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 runner is left on base. It keeps the score at a 1-0 ball game here on 94.5 The Peak.
Gucci Goo Barbecue in Heber Valley is a premier barbecue restaurant. You can choose from finger-licking ribs, poppin' andouille sausage, tasty chicken, tender brisket, delicious pork, and yummy street tacos. Friday night dates, take that significant other for the smoked prime rib that melts in your mouth. Family-friendly atmosphere where everyone is welcome, quick service for dine-in or takeout, great quality food, and great value for your money. That's Gucci Goo in Midway on Main Street.
Dan Sluga at Wasatch Back Flooring is extending his services to include quality paint products to complete your home remodeling needs. Locally owned and operated, Dan and his team can help you find the right flooring for your home with quality products from Mohawk, Shaw, Target, Godfrey Hurst, and many more. Since 2009, they've been exceeding their customers' needs by helping them select flooring that fits both their lifestyle and budget. They've got you covered at Wasatch Back Flooring and Paints.
This is live coverage of Wasatch High School sports on 94.5 The Peak.
It's that time, Ty, as we roll around to the 6th and 7th. It's time for some Wasatch Back Grill and Deli, a family-owned and operated business that has been serving great food and customer service in Heber City and Midway for the past 7 years.
Well, you knew it was coming because your stomach was starting to growl, wasn't it? About dinner time, get to our food sponsors and make us extra hungry there.
Tragun Shaw will lead off the inning. He's got the lone hit for the Wasps in the game. It was an infield single to the shortstop. He's going to swing at the first pitch inside for strike 1. 0-1 pitch. Cloward's still on the mound. What's his pitch count out?
He's only at 68, Tyler.
Plenty of pitches. 1-1 after he misses high and outside. Only he's given up 1 hit, has 1 walk. The 1-1 swung on. It's another ground ball to the shortstop. Dart comes across, gets rid of it quick. This time he gets Tragun Shaw out on the 6-3 put out. 1 away here in the top of the 6th.
That's a shortstop who's paying attention, Tyler. He was closing in on that ball as the pitch was coming across, crashing, saying, you're not going to get me on one of these 5-6 hole balls again. And a very similar type of hit, but Dart was all over that and got the out pretty easily at first base.
Only 2 base runners in the ballgame for Wasatch. Cole Zimmerman and Tragun Shaw, neither one of them advanced past first base. He's going to bring up Crew Erickson, ground out at the shortstop and flew out to the left fielder. He's going to take ball 1 and swing at the 1-0. It's going to be a ground ball that bounces over the third baseman's head, and a dangerous base runner is on base with 1 out for the Wasps.
Yeah, that's a fortunate bounce there, Tyler. A hard chop into the ground. That's kind of a softball hit, isn't it? You often train those softball players to slap it towards third base and run as fast as you can. Crew smacked that thing high. Third baseman playing in never had a chance at it.
That'll bring up Chet Wilson, the lefty junior, 365 coming into today. Struck out looking and grounded out to the first baseman. Like I said, Crew a dangerous base runner at first base. He single-handedly scored a run against in that Springville game that ended up being the winning run for the Wasps. He sets. Chet's going to swing. It's going to be a ground ball to the shortstop. Double play opportunity. 6-4. Not in time at first base. Gets the leadoff guy, but does not get Chet as Chet hustles down the line. And that'll be 2 outs now here in the top of the 6th with Peyton Swap coming up to the plate.
Well, you need a big hit from your your best hitter. Tyler Payton Swap for a couple years has been your 3-hole hitter. Leads the state in home runs in 5A.
Has been out of the lineup for the last week and a half with the back injury. He grounded out to the shortstop and struck out in his last at bat. He comes up with 2 outs and a runner on first. He's going to swing at a curveball. It's going to be skied to right center field. Right fielder's going to come over and make the catch, and that will do it for the top of the 6th. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner is left on base. It's 1-0 as we go into the bottom of the 6th.
Wasatch Back Grill and Deli is a family-owned and operated business serving great food and customer service in Heber City and Midway for over 7 years. For a burger with kick, try the Firehouse. Have a hankering for some seafood? Try fish and chips. Or try the Mandarin chicken salad. Their homemade recipes, freshly grilled burgers and sandwiches are complemented with unique sauces and homemade sides. They provide the best experience and highest quality food. Stop by today and try their great menu items. As a thank you to teachers, first responders, medical personnel, and military, get 15% off meals all year round.
Hi, this is Abby Covarrubias, the Wasatch High School Student Body President. Did you know that parents are the #1 reason kids don't drink? Believe it or not, teens still listen to their parents. In fact, kids usually listen to their parents more than anyone else, including their friends. Utah kids report the #1 reason they choose not to drink is their parents' strong disapproval. All kids need a parent's help to stay drug and alcohol free. Brought to you by Wasatch Behavioral Health and the Parent Bonding Project.
And now, back to the action. Wasatch High School Sports on 94.5 The Peak.
Wasatch Baseball against Spanish Fork, brought to you by Wasatch Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine, your rehabilitation specialist dedicated to your total recovery, from auto injuries, sports injuries, industrial and or commercial. Let Dan Ivey and his team get you back to 100%.
Good outing for Jackson Kelton. 5 innings pitched, an earned 1 earned run, 4 hits, 2 walks, 2 hit by pitches. He'll be done, and that's going to bring up Casey Anderson, the senior. Comes in his first relief appearance of the season. He's been a starter all year. He gets the relief call. He'll go ball 1. He'll face Dalton, who hit into a double play his first at bat and walked in his walked in his second at bat. Curveball in there for strike 1. On the year, Casey Anderson, 34 1/3 innings pitched, a 4.28 ERA. In his last outing, 6 innings pitched, 8 hits, 3 earned runs against Springville. Lost that game, but didn't get a lot of run support, a 3-1 loss.
No, he's had 2 really good outings in a row, Tyler, for Wasatch. And this is actually a great spot for Casey coming in. He can throw all kinds of pitches and all kinds of counts. And you've got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 coming up for these last couple innings. And Casey can just throw whatever he wants at these guys and keep them off balance. Doesn't need to save anything.
2-2. Curveball, that one nearly got him. It's going to be fouled off to the first base side. Yeah, so if you look to a 3-game series tie, how do you like this approach where you go Jackson Kelton game 1 with Casey Anderson in relief? That's on a Saturday. You then have Sunday off, and then you come back on Monday with Jackson Bollender probably for game 2, or you switch those 2. And then you have Casey be your relief guy, and then Cole Zimmerman your emergency guy in game 3.
Yeah, I think that's where you could go. Or you anticipate, you're spoiled to think this way, but Jackson Bollender you think is going to give you at least 5 innings, if not 6 or 7. So if Anderson needed to relieve on Monday, he could be your game 3 starter because it's on the same day. So he's got 110 pitches, not the 75 normally.
There you go, yep.
And so you could actually bring him back and just start him in the very next game, which would happen right after. So there's some options for sure available there, and that's probably where you would go, is let Casey, while he's still warm, keep going.
Payoff pitch is fouled off. Comes back to another 3-2. It's swung on it, but this one's going to get away from the catcher. It was a curveball low and outside. So it is a strikeout, but it gets away. Tough break there for the Wasps as the runner will advance to first base.
Well, Spanish is going to try to steal another one, Ty. See if they can get another run that shouldn't be there. I'd expect probably a bunt. Move them over with nobody out and take a couple cracks at it.
Got Dalton swinging at a ball that was way out of the zone. Just couldn't get handled. So runner on, nobody out. And Creer's just going to go ahead and square on this one. It's right in front of the plate. Kelton's going to try to get the runner a second. Not in time. They don't get the leadoff guy. So first and second on the choice from Kelton Stocking. And now nobody out. And yet, that's a 3rd bunt today that Wasatch has failed to get an out on. that Spanish Fork has put down.
Yeah, I think if you're Spanish, after today, you say, well, we're going to keep bunting. Wasatch has not shown the ability to fill the bunt. 0 for 3. And they keep putting that out all week against them. Wasatch going to need to make the adjustments and start making plays there.
Going to bring up Bringhurst. He's going to square to bunt as well. Wasatch squares are going to try a pickoff move. That ball's going to go into the outfield. Jack Bluth did get a piece of it with his glove, so it slowed it down just enough. And the runners will stay at first and second.
I'm having flashbacks, unfortunately, to last year, Tyler. Spanish Fork won 2-1, and both runs were runs that they shouldn't have gotten. They were unearned runs, so to say, and really felt like Wasatch played a great game and really pitched well on the mound and let it get away from them. Right now, the one run they've got, I would put in that unearned category with a walk and an error that got them aboard and then a sac fly that got them in.
They will get the bunt down. Casey will step, throw it to first base. So they do get an out finally on a bunt, but both runners will advance to second and third. That one was even sketchy a little bit as that took Jack Bluth into foul territory. He did make the grab, but now you have second and third, one out for the pitcher, Cloward. He had a strikeout and then had the sacrifice fly RBI in the fourth inning.
Well, I'd say based on what I've seen from Spanish Fork, this is their biggest strikeout candidate, Tyler. But with a little less velocity from Casey, it may lend a little bit more to some contact with the swing of Cloward.
Casey is going to go to the windup. They want to check to see if it was a check swing. The umpire is saying no, it wasn't.
Well,
Wasatch is going to bring up the infield and cut it off. All four infielders playing up on the grass. One ball to Cloward.
I hate to agree with umpires. Probably not even worth checking, Tyler.
No.
Wasn't close enough to even check there.
Nope. The 1-0 is a fastball. It's swung on. It's going to be driven to right field. Tragun Shaw's going back. He'll make the grab, but that's deep enough. It's going to bring in another run. So Cloward with 2 RBIs on back-to-back sac flies, and Spanish Fork takes the 2-0 lead.
Well, he just did it himself here, Tyler. If this score holds, he didn't let a runner pass second base on the mound and knocked a couple runs in himself. Could have left the other 8 home.
He's going to bring up Issei. Popped out to the center fielder and then popped up to the shortstop. He's got a runner on third with 2 outs, an RBI opportunity to extend the lead. Curveball in there for strike 1. The runner on third base is Creer, reached on a bunt on a fielder's choice. The 0-1, fastball, in there for strike 2. I was going to say, I think that's a strike. 0-2 now the count. Good fastball there from Casey on that last one. The 0-2, curveball swung on, fouled off. That ball was going to bounce
way
in front
out of the zone. Yeah, that was in front of the plate. Going to hit the dirt. 9 hitters just protecting, down 0-2. Anything close. That really wasn't close, but must have seemed like it in his mind.
0-2 again, a slider this time, too far outside, moves the count to 1-2.
Good idea from Casey. So you can get that slider looking like a fastball on the outside and work it away. See if you can get the hitter to chase.
Gets him to swing at another curveball that's a little bit out of the zone, and he'll foul it off again down the third base side. We reset at 1-2. Out of baseballs. Craig McPhee coming to bring in some baseballs. Gravity Coalition offering the best in bikes, skis, snowboards, skateboards, and more in the Heber Valley. Personalized service, sales, and repair for the gear you love. Gravity Coalition in Midway, Utah, or gravitycoalition.com. This is a cool shop. 1-2 fastball. It's going to be a ground ball to Chet. Chet fields it clean, throws it across the diamond in time as Wasatch gives up one run on 1 hit, no hits. Right, no hits.
1 run on no hits.
1 run on no hits, no errors.
Second time we've had to say that today, unfortunately, yeah.
1 error and 1 is left on base. It's 2-0. Wasatch down to their last 3 outs here in the top of the 7th.
Napa know-how.
Your local Napa Auto Parts, Wasatch Auto Parts at 105 North Main Street in Heber City stocks auto parts, tools and equipment, and many other items for heavy-duty trucks, marine, and farming equipment. Stop in today at Wasatch Auto Parts, 105 North Main Street in Heber City, a proud sponsor of Wasatch Wasps Sports.
Napa know-how.
This is live coverage of Wasatch High School sports on 94.5 The Peak.
Top of the 7th brought to you by Gucci Goo Barbecue. From the words of the Gucci Goo customers, their barbecue is super good. The nachos on Sunday were amazing, and we definitely ate more than we should have. The portions are perfect, and the combination of good meat, sauces, and texture made these absolutely amazing. I definitely will come back here again. Jackson Bolander will lead off for the Wasps, grounded out to the shortstop, lined out to the second baseman. Probably had the best barrel of the day for the Wasps in that second at bat. He's going to take ball 1 low.
Yeah, Romero tried to sell it at the catcher position, pulling that ball up, but he didn't have a hold of the ball. Ball trickled out and couldn't convince the umpire.
1-0. Low and outside, moves count to 2-0. Probably see Wasatch be a little bit patient here in the box in the last inning. Have 2 runs that they need to get in order to tie this thing up to force the bottom of the 7th. 2-0. Another miss, low and outside, moves the count to 3-0. Bubbles playing first base today with Peyton Swap not able to play in the outfield still. 3-0, and Wasatch has a base runner. 4 straight pitches, and that brings up the tying run, Jack Bluth. Jack Bluth grounded out to the second baseman, struck out looking on a questionable call in his second at bat. On deck, Cole Zimmerman. That's going to bring our first trip to the mound from the Spanish Fork side of things. Again, our trips to the mound brought to you by Mirror Lake Station. Key Lime Donut, your donut of the month. Order in advance. They won't last long. If you try to just show up, you better get there pretty early. But call in advance, and they'll reserve some for you.
Maybe Spanish, you know, I talked about flashbacks for Wasatch last year coming down here and losing 2-1 on unearned runs. And Spanish maybe having flashbacks themselves at Wasatch. They went into the bottom of the 7th leading by 5 runs, I believe it was, Tyler. And Wasatch ended up getting an error by Dart, the shortstop, and they rattled off 7 or 8 singles in a row and ended up walking off Spanish Fork, winning by 1 run in walk-off fashion here. And so I'm sure these coaches of Spanish remember that themselves as well and saying, let's not let this one get away from us. We've got this one in control. Don't give them free passes here. That's how you give a team that's down like this life.
Cray McPhee is going to pinch run for Jackson Bolander. Heady base runner with a little bit more speed than Bolander. Jack Bluth, the batter, represents the tying run with nobody out here in the top of the 7th. They'll leave Cloward in. Has been action over in the bullpen for the last 2 or 3 innings. Like I said, a lot of pitchers for the Spanish Fork staff. They rely on 2 starters, but everybody else is kind of by committee. But nobody, I mean, a team ERA of 2.5 is what the Spanish Fork team is supporting right now. First pitch, Jack Bluth. He's going to swing at the first pitch. It's going to be a ground ball to the second base, and second baseman's going to try to flip it over to the shortstop. Does so. Dart does a good job of hanging in there, and they get the leadoff guy. So Jack Bluth swings at the first pitch, and it's a ground out to the second baseman. Second ground out at second baseman of the day for Jack Bluth. And Wasatch still without a base runner that has advanced past first base. It's going to bring up Cole Zimmerman, one of the hottest bats in the lineup. Walked in his first at bat, lined out to the pitcher in his second. Cloward delivers. He's going to swing at the first pitch. That one out of the zone. Moves the count to 0-1. Alex Gutierrez set on deck. Looks like he'll pinch hit for Kelson Stocking. The 0-1. Fastball's going to be through the 3-4 hole. Duvall fields it, dives, throws him out at second base. What a play by Duvall.
Wow, that umpire had his hand up before the ball got there, though, Tyler.
Watkins
if you go
agrees.
back and look at that, that was a tough call. I looked at the umpire. His hand was up before the ball arrived. That's poor officiating. I'm not sure it was a missed call, Ty. I can't look at 2 spots at once here, but from what I saw, that was an anticipation call by the umpire.
It will advance the runner to second base, so this is the first time that Wasatch has a duck on the pond in the ball game. It's going to bring up Alex Gutierrez, who will pinch hit for the Wasps. Has been in the lineup for the last week or so, not in the lineup today. Currently hitting .280, 10 runs scored, 4 RBIs, was 0 for 9 in the series against Springville. Jack Bluth, good speed at second base. Jackson Sorensen set to DH for Carter Bucad on deck. That was a good play by Duvall, though. That was deep in the hole in between the first and second baseman. Went down, got it with the glove hand side, and then threw it from his knees. Cole Zimmerman and Coach Watkins both thought that he was safe. He said it. The umpire called it very quickly. Here we go. Let's see if Alex Gutierrez has a little bit of magic. He's been good in the box for the Wasps this season. He's going to swing at the first pitch. He's going to get sawed off to the third baseman. Third baseman throws it high, but the first baseman comes back in time. And Spanish Fork are your Region 9 champs after clinching that victory 2-0. Wasatch scores no runs on no hits. No errors from Spanish Fork in the inning as Spanish Fork wins 2-0. We'll take a break. We'll have your Timberline Ace Hardware postgame show after this.
Hi, friend. Are you ready for your next delicious meal? Come to the Dairy King, home of the train, where they're serving the yummiest food to friends and family in the valley. Come in and get a mouth-watering peach shake, peach cobbler shake, or peach raspberry shake. Dairy King, the winner of the Best of State for 18 years. They're celebrating their 75th anniversary. Bring a picture and a memory of being at Dairy King. Proudly serving the Heber Valley for 75 years. The Dairy King, home of the train, is serving deliciousness daily. Stop in today.
Timberline Ace Hardware is your full-line Benjamin Moore paint store. Visit them for your home projects, business-to-business, and contractor needs. And remember to ask about their delivery services. And they're looking for some cashiers. Apply today. And get your Carhartt wear, your cool outdoor clothing, and Wrangler jeans. Timberline Ace Hardware, located west of the Wasatch Wasps football stadium at 737 South Main Street, serving the Heber Valley for over 50 years.
This is live coverage of Wasatch High School sports on 94.5 The Peak.
Welcome back to your Timberline Ace Hardware post-game show. Timberline Ace Hardware right here in Heber City. Visit us for all your hardware needs. Come in to get your Carhartt wear, your cool outdoor clothing, and Wrangler jeans at 737 South Main. Behind Panda Express, serving the Heber Valley for over 50 years. Wasatch loses 2-0 to Spanish Fork. Spanish Fork clinches the region title with that victory. Wasatch drops to 9-4. Go ahead and throw it over to you, Ty, for the Gordon Law Group game recap.
Yeah, Ty, the game recap's going to be kind of quick here. This was a pitcher's duel in this one. Both teams came out and shut each other down. First 3 innings went scoreless, although Spanish did threaten in the first. They got the bases loaded, and Jackson Kelson got a ground ball to Carter Bucad, who was able to turn a double play and get Wasatch out of that first without any runs. Then Spanish took advantage in the fourth. They got a walk and then a bunt that was not fielded cleanly, so an error, and then they eventually were able to move the runners over to second and third and get a sac fly that scored a run, and that would be all that they needed. Wasatch then went scoreless in the 5th and 6th inning. Spanish tacked on a